Welcome to our today's lesson. My name is Teacher Prince. In our today's lesson, we are going to talk about percussion instruments. Now, percussion instrument, this is a substance which is handled in grade 4 and it is tested in grade 4, 5 and 6. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so as we learn together. Before we move on, let's ask ourselves, what are percussion instruments? Now, percussion instruments are instruments which produce sound by beating, hitting, or shaking. Percussion instruments are instruments which produce sound by beating, hitting, or shaking. So any instrument which when we shake, which when we hit, which when we beat, it produces sound, then that is a percussion instruments. They include marimba, shakers, njuga, jingles, kayamba, xylophone, drum, and triangle. Percussion instruments are further categorized into the following subgroups. The same percussion instruments which we have listed earlier are the same instruments which have been categorized into these categories. They include 1. Melodic percussion instruments. Now we need to ask ourselves, what are melodic percussion instruments? Melodic percussion instruments are instruments which can play a tune or a melody. So any instrument which when we shake it, when we beat it, or when we hit it, it can play a tune or the melody of a song, then that is a melodic percussion instrument. Let's see the examples of melodic percussion instruments. The first melodic percussion instrument is the marimba. This is how a marimba looks like. So a marimba is made up of wooden blocks which when we hit, they produce different pitches. So the first wooden block produces a different pitch compared to the next wooden block. A song is made up of different pitches, so when we hit these different pitches, we produce a song or a melody. The next melodic percussion instrument we have is the xylophone. I don't have explanation to this, but we can see it looks the same as the marimba. So when we hit plates over there, they produce a different pitch. The next category of percussion instrument we have is the non-melodic percussion instruments. Now, non-melodic percussion instruments are instruments which cannot play a tune or a melody. So when we have any percussion instrument which when we hit, when we beat, or when we shake, it does not play a tune or a melody, we refer to it as a non-melodic percussion instruments. We need to ask ourselves, which are these non-melodic percussion instruments? They include drum. So everyone knows how a drum looks like. And when we beat the drum, it produces a sound. The next non-melodic percussion instrument is the triangle. So this is a triangle. So this one looks modern, but most of the time the traditional instrument will be a metal which is round, and then we have another metal. So when it is hit by another metal, then it produces a sound. The next non-melodic percussion instrument is the njuga. Now the njuga, these are made out of metal, and so the metal is carved, and some materials including metals, we can have any material which when it's kept in that carved metal, it produces a sound. So they are worn either on the leg, on the wrist, or on the shoulders, where when they are shaken, they produce a sound. The next non-melodic percussion instrument are the jingles. So we can see the jingles over there. So these ones are big in size compared to the njuga. Now materials producing different sounds are kept inside, and so when they are worn and shaken by the leg, then they produce a different sound. The next non-melodic percussion instrument, the shaker. Now, the shaker, the most common instrument that we know. So the first shaker over there, the one with the Y-shaped stick, maracas. So maracas are usually found in twos. The next non-melodic percussion instrument, and we have the kayamba. Now the kayamba is also a non-percussion instrument, and so it is shaken. When we shake the kayamba, then the materials inside the kayamba hit each other, and so they produce sound as we shake the kayamba. Now let's talk about the possible questions that we can get in our assessment. The first question: name any instrument played by shaking. In other way, you can be asked, which of the following is an instrument which is played by shaking? The next possible question we can get is, which of the following is a percussion instrument? Which of the following is a percussion instrument? So a lot of instruments will be written on the paper and you will be asked to choose a percussion instrument. We move on to the next possible question. You can be asked, circle the melodic instrument or circle the non-melodic instrument. So melodic instruments and non-melodic instruments are put together and you are asked to circle the melodic instrument. The fourth possible question, you can be asked to draw a particular percussion instrument. So you can be asked to draw a shaker, a drum, juga. You can be asked to draw a kayamba. So make sure you know how each instrument looks like. The fifth possible question we can get is, you can be asked, which of the following materials are used to make a shaker? I have not tackled this, but be ready for such a question. We are going to answer that question in our next video. The sixth and the last possible question, you can be asked, which of the following is a material used to make a kayamba? Which of the following is a material used to make a kayamba? So we should be able to know the materials which are used to make a kayamba. Thank you for watching. Hope the video was useful to you. So I welcome any question from you. Feel free to comment asking me about any question. Share the lesson to your friend as we learn together. Bye. See you in our next video. Subscribe to my channel, Kenyan Music Notes. Sharing the music note.